Been a while since I've pulled cards from my Way of the Horse deck, and I thought, how fun would it be to put some crystals with them? Things that just spoke to me that went with the cards that I pulled. So I've got celestites joined us, bloodstone, rose quartz, beautiful crystal. This has a history with Ken and I and a dear friend who provided this for us during the recession. And then I've got this awesome rose quartz that I pull out for special occasions. So let's get to reading the card. Thank you, Kim McElroy, for your artistry, and Linda for your guiding words. Chiron, love this card, 34. And interesting, of course, rose quartz is the healing quartz, so, or the healing crystal. So of course it was picked for Chiron. Chiron, multidisciplinary genius, holistic healing, amen, holistic horse training, the wounded healer. A centaur rears with power and focus, aiming his bow at the heavens. The gift, the organic synergy of instinct, intuition, and reason gives rise to true brilliance. The challenge, a deeper integration of body, mind, and spirit, sometimes emerges through an illness or accident. Healing requires accessing the wisdom behind the wound. So many of you know my story of going off a cliff in a car and being in a fatal car accident and going through that transformation of who I was and how that accident defined me. But it defined me in a way that brought out my inner healer. And Chiron, he is the wounded healer. He was wounded and he figured out how to heal himself. And through this card, it also inspired me my holistic horse training, understanding that horses' behavior, when it's dangerous and inappropriate, there's a reason behind that behavior. There is a source, and typically the source is pain. And when you get to that source of pain and you work with that and release that horse from that pain, then you can change the behavior, because no horse is an outlaw. No horse wants to be mean and cranky and hurtful, but they get that way because they've been neglected in their pain. They've been abused in their pain through misunderstanding. As humans, we've misunderstood their messages, their communication, and through our hegemonic dominant mainstream horse training, we didn't know any better. But now we do. We do know there are holistic ways of communicating with horses, of training them without using force, food, fear, or devices. We can actually communicate with horses on a herd language level, as close as we can get to their language, and have a safer and much more harmonious relationship with our horses. And when we have bad behavior, it is up to us to figure out what is causing the behavior, because the horse does not want to hurt you. That's the bottom line. And we must get to the source of their pain instead of arbitrarily disciplining or punishing. That's so wrong. So Chiron is a great card that goes through that holistic horse training theme. Love that card. And 31, interesting, I'm in the 30s. Wow, because I shuffled, but 29 and then in the 30s. So a numerology person would really love that. We could add them all up, but honestly, I wouldn't know what they all mean. So, oh, ancestry, of course, the horse ancestors, of course, because they're traveling through the ethos and the breath of the equine realm. I love that. So it says, species, wisdom, collective memory, ancestral patterns of affecting current events. The eternal spirit of the horse breathes in the memories and experiences of all horses, guarding the integrity and destiny of the species, infusing living memories of the herd with the wisdom of the ages. Oh, that is so powerful. The gift. When you engage with the collective memory of another species or your own, you access a wealth of information beyond personal experience. The challenge, intense surges of sadness, anger, and anxiety are sometimes evidence of ancestral pain. Distinguishing between emotions and behaviors related to the present situation, your own history, and unresolved issues from the distant past can be confusing yet ultimately healing. Wow, that is so powerful. That species memory is really amazing. I worked with a horse one time, a little fell pony, and that fell pony had ancestral memory. When I went to train her putting on the girth, she looked at me as if to say, "What are you waiting for?" As I was desensitizing and working with her, she was so far beyond that I finally caught up to her, recognizing that she had all this cellular ancestral memory of cart pulling that she couldn't deny. She was such an old soul, this little pony. She was so adorable too. She's like 3.5 or 4, just a young thing, but such an old soul, and had this memory of the cinch and the girth and all of that. And it was no big deal as I just put the saddle on her and rode her, and it was as if she had been doing this all her life, and she had never had that before. But that was an intense moment of seeing that, yes, horses do have ancestral memory, and that we can connect with that. We can recognize that when we work with horses. The more we work with horses, the more we end up working in that energetic ethos field. It's just what happens. Also, when you work with horses, you end up with just some wonderful, magical people that come into your life and show you new ways of thinking and viewing and breathing the world. It is a lot of fun and very challenging working with horses and learning their realm, their world. We owe it to them to do that. And the training really isn't that hard. You just follow the 3 foundations and 5 fundamentals, and it's really very easy, and all the rest just falls into place. Your horse falls into place, you fall into place, and then the magic begins. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll pull some cards. If you like this, give me some comments, give me some thumbs up. That'll tell me whether I need to do more. I'm happy to do more. I love doing this. I have tons of oracle cards and do enjoy reading, so let me know. All right? Y'all have a great week ahead. Bye.